Fantom rockets almost 14% in 24 hours. Trading volume has over doubled here on Fantom. $200 million worth of Fantom changing hands every 24 hours. But more importantly, there has been a very important shift, something we've been speaking about throughout this bear market here on Fantom. I'm going to break down the key levels in the charts and a lot more. Smash up the likes. Do not forget to subscribe. Guys, who is still denying whether it's a bull market, right? Are you not feeling that energy? Are you not feeling that vibes? But look, we've got work to do right now. This is the moment we've been waiting for this market to erupt, to get these green days. But are we just going to sit there and procrastinate? Are we just going to sit there and let this market run away from us and us not have our positions in place, us not have our conviction, us not trade and take the opportunities? Guys, now is the time to get to work. And you can see money is flowing into crypto right now. Yesterday, an insane pump on Cardano, up 17%. These are projects I've spoken about in the bear market. Everybody's saying, oh, you're so boring. Why are you speaking about Fantom? Why are you speaking about Cardano? Talk about new projects. Only new projects do well in a bull market, right? The previous ones never do well. Guys, we know the flow. We always know this flow. The flow goes into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, into other quality projects. And then later on, when money is desperate looking for more yield because the cat is out of the bag on the safer projects, it goes looking for riskier projects. It goes looking for new layer 1 solutions. It goes looking for layer 2 solutions, and eventually gaming and NFTs. We've spoken about this at length over the last few videos, but right now, we need to understand what is going on. People are looking for quality projects to allocate their money to. They want to put their money into blockchain. But why? It's because now is a time where risk is rotating on. That drum I've been beating about, what? Look for the dollar index, guys. Look for the interest rate changes. There's a reason I've been doing that. Because in that market, which we're now leaving, we're leaving that behind. Oh, interest rate hikes, inflation out of control, blah, blah, blah. We're so scared. Let's leave our money in cash and play it safe. It's changing. People are now ready to go seek for yield. People are looking for airdrops. People are starting to yield farm. People certainly are starting to play with DeFi. And what was one of the best projects on DeFi going back into the last cycle? It was none other than Fantom. If you take a look at Fantom here, take a look at this here on the right-hand side. We've moved here from here just towards the end of October. Yeah, just a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, $40 million in total value locked. A huge payoff in comparison to where this was at the peak of the last bull cycle. But I want you to focus on this bit here. We're nearly knocking on the doors of 80. So money is flowing back into DeFi. Why? Because people want yield. They want to play around with these projects. They're now taking risk again because we're heading into a risk on market. And that favors Fantom. It favors the likes of ADA and many others. Fantom's proven itself as a DeFi place for people to take risks, right? And you're seeing this here. You're seeing, look at the one-day change here. 11% more has flown into Spooky Swap. Beefy with another 6%. Beethoven X 11%. Equalizer 16%. 18% flowing back into Tomb Finance. People, you remember how many people were degenning into Tomb Finance back then. So what I'm illustrating here is money is flowing back into DeFi. It's not the max exodus which we just had over this bear market. But look, guys, this is how much. Let me just move my big head out the way. This is how much we've got left to go. Let me just put this into perspective. This is where we're at now, just trying to curl back up. But watch this. This is where Fantom was, right? This is where it was at the peak, close to 8 billion. Billion with a B in total value lock, showing that people were using the blockchain. And we're starting to see just early signs. You're still very early of that money start to flow back. So when we jump into Fantom, what do we see from a technical perspective? Well, first and foremost, you can see we broke through the 30 cents mark, right? Everybody was really worried, right? Everybody was all the way down here, panicking, down here at 17 cents. And look, it was a hard period. Let's not sit here on our moral high horse and say, oh, it was so easy, you know, like it was so easy to hold through the bear market. No bear market is easy. Anybody who tells you that is a complete liar. You should question your project. You should have those moments where it's like, I don't know, what are they playing at, right? If you invested in any company, whether it was Tesla or Microsoft or Amazon, or you own some real estate, you'll have moments where you doubt your purchase. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, right? You will have those moments where like, why is Fantom doing that? And for me, that was when multi-chain got hacked. I wasn't too bothered. When the employee MetaMask wallet really annoyed me. You guys saw that in my videos and updates. Those are the moments you question. But the reality is, do you take informed decisions? Are you patient, or do you panic sell? And many people panic sell. And those who didn't are those that are now taking the fruits of their labor if they're able to DCA around those 15, 16, 17 cents mark. Now we've not only broken through 30 here, but held it as support, broken straight through 38, and now the important level here at 40 cents. Now, why is 40 cents so important? Well, I need to go to the daily chart to show you. Guys, look at this trade we took in our VIP community. You can see here, this is a beautiful trade on the breakout of this falling wedge. We took it on the retest. Everything I've taught in my TA course, I'm showing you exactly how I apply it, right? We do spot only trades, no leverage. I don't trade leverage. You guys know I'm slow and pragmatic, but I still made 27% spot. Long only, I don't short on this trade. And this is, we can just rinse and repeat this all day long here. Beautiful trade here. Broke for our TP1, broke for our TP2, hit our TP3. Beautiful textbook pattern, risk to reward, all in play, and on we go to the next trade. If you come to the daily chart, look at that bright green line I've drawn on from you there. A very, very important level, a level which we broke back in May of 2023, and you can see it's been a long period here moving to the downside, and we need to go and reclaim that level here on Fantom. But that's just the start of things, right? You can see here in that period when we ran up earlier at the start of the year, we ran as high here as 65 cents on Fantom. This is not like, going back into 2022. No, this is this year. Fantom ran up to 65 cents. It then even had a major resistance level here at 54. So those are two levels comfortably, I think we're reaching in the short term here on Fantom. It will want to go and attack these levels. And then you can see there's a key level here at 68 cents. That's the more important pattern, right? Because if I now zoom out to the weekly chart, I'm going to show you something that becomes very clear on this chart. When I just switch it over to the line, let me draw the line so you can see it. What happens once we can break through this neckline at 58 cents? We form a big W pattern, right? And many projects will be doing this. We'll be forming a big W pattern. And when you have a W pattern like that, what is the move, right? You normally expect this pattern here, when you have a W pattern, to come to neckline and break for a big move to the upside. So I expect it to be quite tricky for Fantom here to work through these levels, to get up here. Once it breaks this neckline and holds, I'm expecting big explosive moves up towards the next resistance level. But look at this, guys. When we fell, remember what I said on Bitcoin and it came to pass, right? When we fell here on Fantom, we pretty much collapsed. Let's go back to our candles. When we collapsed here on this candlestick high, we were at $1.68. And then the bear market ensued, right? We took pain all the way to the downside, and it was very, very painful for Fantom falling all the way here. So when you clear the traffic light, and I'm just explaining that here, that's the neckline here around that 68 cents mark. Once we clear where my cursor is along there, this gap here should, in theory, feel a lot quicker here on Fantom and many other projects that are facing the same pain, because there was very little support on the way down, therefore very little support, which could become resistance when the price is moving to the upside. Now, if you're not familiar with TA and some of the things I'm talking about is all going over your head, and you're sitting here going, uh-oh, how am I supposed to make the most of this bull market when I don't know what I'm talking about? You've got a couple of things you need to do. ijazcrypto.com/TA. Start with that. That's my TA curriculum, right? Everything I've spoken about here, support, resistance, doji candles, head and shoulders pattern, cup and handle pattern, all these things you're going to need to know going into this bull market is all there in a structured curriculum. Shout out to those of you who have already watched it in the bear market while we were bored twiddling our thumbs and the market wasn't moving. You did the right thing. If you haven't, you still got time. Still early stages. Take that course, learn, pick it up so you're ready to go. Second thing you can do if you actively want to trade, join our Telegram group, ijazcrypto.com/TG. Our community are making insane trades right now. So jump in, learn from others, learn from me, see my trade setups, and much more in the free Telegram group. Link is in the description. So very, very important on Fantom here that we can break through this level and longer term see a move here up towards those levels. Now, where things start to become a little bit more interesting here on Fantom is when we start to look at Fibonacci ratios, right? We know here we're just still bouncing in the early stages away from our zero level. And this is the same for many of the altcoins right now. And you need to ask yourself the conviction of, are you going to hold this through to the next cycle? So for Fantom, I've decided I'm going to hold this as a small part of the layer one section of my portfolio into this next bull cycle. And now I need to act upon that, right? So when I look at this, I see the golden pocket here between $2.20, $2.33. comfortable risk to return for me. I comfortably think Fantom will get in that level. Not financial advice, it's just what I think based on the research I've done. I also think that comfortably Fantom, having now been through a bear market, proven their ability to navigate difficult moments in terms of they've got good cash runway, they've dealt with the multi-chain saga, they've dealt with a few other things. Andre Cronje is back in the saddle, people are going to be rotating back into DeFi. I comfortably think we can return to all-time highs at $3.30 in this range, right? I know we wicked up here on this candlestick to $3.48. Comfortably think we can do that. The more exciting thing is, where do we press on to from here, right? Can we get to that $5.54 level at the Fibonacci golden ratio? And again, I think some of these targets can be eclipsed. And the reason some of those price targets may seem a little bit scary right now is because you're underestimating how the whole market moves. This is not about looking at Fantom in isolation and saying, do I think Fantom's going to move? You have to understand that for these altcoins to move, fundamentally money flows into crypto, right? And it all comes off the back of this chart here, which is your total crypto market cap. Now, the total crypto market cap is now just breaking levels not seen since May 2022. Right? Not 23, May 2022. So now money's starting to flow into crypto. At the peak, we saw $3 trillion here in crypto, but we're expecting much more in this cycle, right? If you imagine you got Bitcoin spot ETFs, you got institutions who care, more money coming in, you're expecting this to kind of hit a higher level up here in terms of the money flowing into crypto. That's going to create a certain market cap for Bitcoin. That's going to create certain market cap for other big projects like Ethereum, like Solana. And therefore, altcoins have room to move into. And that is why you've got to look at it and say, for it to comfortably get back to all-time highs, many of these projects, can surpass them if they're good quality projects. Now, where that is not the case is where a project has fundamentally failed during the bear market, where a project has lost its team members, changed their thesis, or started working on something different instead of what they're originally working on. They've lost key parts of their development community. Their community has dwindled in size and left them for another narrative. Those projects you have to evaluate on a case-by-case basis and say, hang on, they're not the same as they were before the bear market, right? Therefore, I cannot have the same level of conviction. Okay, so that's one thing we need to understand here. Now, the other thing that's very important when you want to look at this is, I've mentioned this a few times on Fantom, the circulating supply is very, very good here on Fantom, right? The fact that you've got 88% in circulating supply is a very, very important indicator for you. If you guys are buying into altcoins, I highly recommend that you look at this percentage here to see how much of the coins are in circulation. If this is a low percentage, you've got a problem. It means every time the price will pump, those with the tokens will dump it onto the market. Yeah, they'll put more in circulating supply, stopping the pumpability of your price to the upside. Okay, so it's this, Fantom, one of the few things I really did like about it in the early days was this, right? It was the first, you guys remember when, if you watch my early Fantom videos, I loved how undervalued their DeFi was, right? And we could talk about that again in another video. Hugely undervalued when I was looking at the metrics on their DeFi. But the other thing was their tokenomics, right? They got a fixed supply, 3.175 billion, 88% of that is already in the market, and yet their market cap is now, after a 14-15% pump, has just sat here at 1.1 billion. Right? You just sat here at 1.1 billion for a good technologically enabled blockchain with scalability, with fast throughput, with fast finality, led by Andre Cronje as well, right? The godfather of DeFi, right? And you're sitting here at 1 billion in market cap. I want to put that into perspective for you guys. Come down to this level, you're looking at something like Uniswap at 4 billion, right? If we look for Polygon Matic, 8.6 billion, Polkadot, 9 billion, knocking on the doors of 10 billion. Avalanche, which many will say has comparable tech in terms of the DAG, 12.1 billion. You're 12 level away from something like Avalanche. So when I look at this, this is where I hold my thesis in Fantom. Now, of course, please, guys, do your own research. Now is a very, very frothy time in the market. Let your research lead you. Let the data lead you. No FOMOing, no chasing green candles. And if you need a reminder of that every now and then, first link in the description, Telegram, I will be posting direct saying, guys, don't chase those green candles. So if you need that, smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Jump into the Telegram. Over 1,000 people in our Telegram community right now, talking crypto, enjoying the bull market, and helping each other out. And I'll see you in the next one.